Hi, my name is Robin Wong, and in this video I want to talk about a lens that I've been using a lot recently, the Olympus M.Zuiko 12-40mm F2.8 Pro. And of course I'll share plenty of fresh images taken with this lens. Let's do this! In case you're unaware, I've done a video previously on this Olympus M.Zuiko 12-40 Pro lens. I'll put the link to the video up here. Please check out the video if you've not done so. My full review of the lens is in that video. And in this particular video, I'll just talk about this lens and why I'm using it more and more recently. I've owned the Olympus 12-40 Pro for many years. I believe it is a fantastic lens and it is a must-have lens if you shoot professionally. I've been shooting weddings, events, portraits, but I found that this 12-40 Pro lens has always taken a back seat. I have always favored the prime lenses. For portraits and weddings, I've been shooting more with the 45 f1.8 and the 75 f1.8 because these lenses can render shallow depth of field. And for event shooting, I found myself shooting more with the 25 f1.2 Pro lens because of the f1.2 brighter aperture. I can gather more light in dim lighting environment. The 12-40 has always stayed in the camera bag or on the second camera body, and it's rarely the primary lens that I use for most of my jobs. But hey, due to the COVID-19 pandemic that hit, I don't get a lot of paid jobs recently, and I've been shooting more and more for my personal projects or just casual shooting when I'm dining with friends. So in these situations, I treasure convenience. I found that the one lens to do it all solution, the versatility of this 12-40 f2.8 Pro is unrivaled, and I'm falling more and more in love with this lens and what it can do in these situations. As a photographer, you should have your camera with you at all times, no excuses. So when I found myself out dining casually with friends or just hanging out, I don't want to carry a full set of gear in a huge and heavy camera bag. I just want to carry my everyday backpack with my laptop, my tablet, or my essentials, and I'll throw in an Olympus OMD and a lens in the bag. One lens to do it all is a very good solution. This is where the 12-40 f2.8 Pro comes in. I thought to myself, hey, you know what? I can just carry a 45 f1.8, 25 f1.8, and maybe the 12 f2 lens to cover all the focal ranges that I need. And I still can get the benefits of the prime lenses. And they're still very small and they don't weigh more than this one 12-40 lens. But the thought of having to carry 3 lenses and the thought of having to change lenses whenever I want to change focal length in the midst of the shoot, that is a little bit troublesome. I don't mind going through the trouble if it is a paid job, if it's a professional environment where I need to deliver the best of the best to my client, and I do need that f1.8 or f1.2 aperture in some situations, then I will change lens or I will carry more than one camera body. Maybe I'll fit one lens each on one OMD camera, and then I'll just get the best of the best from all these lenses. But I'm just out dining with a friend in a cafe, drinking coffee, eating some overpriced hipster food, and because the food was so well presented, the plating was really beautiful, I wanted to capture some shots of this food before we consume them. It doesn't make sense that we go all out using 40-150 Pro lens or the 60 macro lens or having an extensive lighting setup. All I wanted to do was just grab some quick shots, spend maybe a minute or two, then we want to enjoy the food. In this quick grab and go situation, I found that the 12-40 has the versatility that I need. And in these situations, it is more than good enough. It is still a pro lens. It delivers fantastic results. And you know what? A lot of these images that I've been sharing with my friends, they came to me, hey Robin, what camera were you using? They look like full frame camera to me, you know, the result from these images. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter what camera you use. To me, the more important question to ask always, what lens was used? That's the more important question. And the answer, 12-40 f2.8 Pro. The Olympus 12-40 f2.8 Pro is a super sharp lens. It is already very sharp wide open. You don't get much benefit stopping down. I've been shooting this lens mostly at f2.8 wide open, and the sharpness is consistent from edge to edge, corner to corner, and you can find similar sharpness from 12mm wide open all the way to 40mm at telephoto. And this is a fantastic lens, and I really like how this lens renders the images. The images came out not just sharp, but it's full of micro contrast. The images look really realistic, and this rendering has that typical pro lens look from Olympus. It is sharp when it needs to be sharp, and the bokeh, it just melts into the background. Very pleasing and buttery smooth, creamy looking. And there's just something about the lens that makes the images just pop and look really three-dimensional. One unexpected use that I had for the Olympus 12-40 Pro, well, unexpected at least to me, was as a main video recording lens. Now, I must also admit that I'm still a videography noob. However, that doesn't mean that I cannot experiment shooting video. Back in September, I was attending the launch of the Samsung Note 20 Ultra. During that event, I intended to record everything in video. I brought along my full set of gear. I have the 40-150 Pro, 7-14 Pro. I had 25 f1.2 Pro, 45 f1.8, 75 f1.8, a few other Olympus lenses, and of course the 12-40 f2.8 Pro. During the last minute just before the event started, I decided, hey, screw it. I'm just gonna stick with one lens and do everything with the 12-40 Pro. You know what? I can get close to my subject. 12-40 is just the right range to cover everything that I need to cover. I can use the 12mm wide angle for the environmental shots. I can zoom into 40mm to go close up on details. And the f2.8 was sufficient to achieve shallow depth of field to isolate my main subject from the background. And I can still get a little bit of blur, which was fantastic. The f2.8 was sufficient for most situations, but I must admit that some parts of the event space was really dark. No problem. I went up to ISO 3200 or 6400 if I need to. Yeah, there's some grain and noise in the video, so what? They still look fantastic. And that was an unexpected finding that I had. The 12-40 is an excellent lens for video. I will find myself using this lens for shooting video more and more in the future. That's all I have to share about the Olympus 12-40 Pro and why I've been using it so much recently. I've been shooting food, some portraits, a little bit of lifestyle product shots for a friend, and of course I did an entire video recording only with the 12-40 Pro lens. I hope you've enjoyed the images that I've shared. If you like them, please give me a thumbs up. Also, please consider buying me a cup of coffee, or you can contribute directly to my PayPal account. I'll put the links in the description below on how you can do that. Any small contribution can go a long way and help me to continue making videos like this and publish them right here. Please subscribe if you've not done so, and I'll definitely see you again in the next one. Until then, please go out and take more photographs. Stay safe and take care. Bye-bye.